Okay, let's do the Trump thing, because the Trump thing's getting good. Finally, Nancy Pelosi, the pathetic, and I still hold this position, pathetic sorry excuse of a human being, has finally, after 3 goddamn years, finally started a formal inquiry, a formal impeachment inquiry. So what does this mean? This means, now they can actually start going through Trump's history since becoming president and seeing if there are grounds to remove him from office. There is absolutely grounds to remove him from office. It has not been done so far because Nancy Pelosi has refused to open up these proceedings. There are a number of emoluments violations that are played out over and over and over again. And in fact, this is actually a great example of why emoluments are such a huge thing. So within the first few months, the Saudis had given Trump a lot of money, and then his first proper getaway to say, "Hey, I'm the president of America and we're great." Woo! He went to Saudi Arabia and they lavished him with gifts. That is an emoluments violation. Okay, that is a foreign body, a foreign government giving the president gifts. Now, the issue with that is that this foreign government can turn around and say, see, you remember that thing we gave you? You remember all that gold? You remember that painting? Well, now we kind of want something. We scratched your back, now you scratch ours. And we've actually already seen it. The journalist, the American citizen, Jamal Khashoggi, was murdered by Saudi Arabia. He was dismembered. He was cut up and butchered. And Donald Trump did absolutely nothing about a US citizen being murdered by Saudi Arabia. Something that had incredibly close ties to the king of Saudi Arabia. Instead, he came out, he told me he didn't do it. Fuck you. That's why emoluments violations are incredibly serious. Because of situations like this. It would be great if that was just a hypothetical, and an exaggerated hypothetical at that. But that has actually happened. We've seen that come to pass. But it's not just Saudi Arabia that he's taken a shit ton of gifts from. It's also domestic emoluments violations. Now, as I've said before, Trump golfed more in 2 years than Obama did in 8 years. So anyone who agreed with Trump that Obama gets away and doesn't do enough work, shut the fuck up. Shut up, you fucking hypocrites. But when Trump goes golfing, he goes to his own course. Goes to his own golf courses. So you'd think, the Secret Service that have to protect Donald Trump would get free buggies to chase that fat, lazy piece of shit around because it's his course. No, Donald Trump forced the Secret Service to rent out the buggies, which means taxpayer money goes directly to him. Now, it goes through his courses first, but he's at the end of that line. That is a domestic emoluments violation. So you've got that. You've also got the latest phone call, the latest whistleblower. That was so severe. Now, keep in mind, Donald Trump has surrounded himself with sycophants and yes men. People that kiss his ass constantly, because if you don't, the pathetic man baby will fire you and attack you, not physically, because he's a fucking coward, but all over Twitter, he'll pretend to be a tough man. And that's what he'll do. And bury you. He'll bury your career, and any political ambitions that you hope to have are gone forever. So he's surrounded himself with sycophants. But this White House staffer was so concerned and worried that they launched the most high-profile whistleblowing ever, essentially saying, "No, guys, seriously, look, this is a massive fucking issue. Please, please, fucking neon lights, sort this out." Of course, Republicans are condemning the whistleblower. Great conservative Republican. Same thing happens here. So you've got that. And of course, the things that come for it now, we're speculating now, or at least the last I heard, it's speculated that he was on the phone to Ukraine and essentially telling them to dig up dirt on Joe Biden, who he perceives to be his biggest political rival, and Joe Biden's son. Which, again, if you get information from a foreign country about any politician, whether you're the president of the United States, whether you're running, whether you're just a random local politician, if you accept that information, you are breaking a very serious law. And he's already been called out for breaking that law before. He's even said, well, yeah, I'd take a look at it and then maybe I'd report it to the FBI. No, you don't take a look at it, you report it straight to the FBI. But again, Donald Trump has been given absolutely everything, and because that pathetic waste of space, Nancy Pelosi, has protected him for so long, he's now... First, he's not smart enough to try and get away with this shit, but he now doesn't even care to appear as if he's trying to get away with this shit. He just doesn't care enough, because he's had no consequences his entire life. When he failed before, Daddy bailed him out. When Daddy died and he squandered the fortune, Russia bailed him out. So yeah, there have been a lot. There are a lot of things that you could impeach Donald Trump for. And again, you got the Mueller report, the Mueller investigation. I still hear people say, well, he clearly didn't do anything wrong because Mueller said he didn't do anything wrong. It's not what Mueller said. Mueller said there were clear counts of obstruction of justice, and the fact that everyone lied so goddamn much we couldn't wrap up this incredibly limited investigation. That is grounds for impeachment. But now, and I suspect it was a lot of pressure on Nancy Pelosi because of this whistleblower. That's what I suspect it was, because constantly for 3 years she has been defending and protecting Donald Trump. So I suspect it was this whistleblower. And the fact that if they don't do anything, the Democrats are done as a party. Because what the fucking good are they? But it'll be interesting to see where this will go. Will he actually get impeached? Will she then turn around? Will it be incredibly limited, the way that the Brett Kavanaugh investigation was limited? There have been so many things. Republicans have got away with so many horrible actions. But it's certainly a good day. Boris Johnson was found to be breaking the law and lied to the Queen. That is now on record on this spectacular fail of a Prime Minister. And now impeachment proceedings, or formal inquiries to these proceedings, they've started. The investigations, at least, this is the first step. Nancy Pelosi was stopping everything, and now it appears as if she's now finally hit that green light, and it's remarkable what might actually come.